Your cat is on your chest right now, purring, kneading, completely melted into you. And you've probably thought, "Oh, she just loves me." But what's actually happening is so much stranger and more fascinating than that. Because that snuggle isn't a personality quirk, it's a system. A layered, ancient neurochemical system. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. Here's what this video is about. Some cats are Velcro, some cats are ghosts. And most people assume that's just how cats are, random, mysterious, unknowable. But science has cracked this open. And what researchers found is that your cat's snuggliness was largely determined before you ever met them, by genetics, by a 5-week window you probably didn't control, and by biology borrowed directly from infant bonding. This isn't speculation. This is peer-reviewed, and it's wild. Let's get into it. Start here, because this one reframes everything. Your cat's father, a cat your cat has almost certainly never met, is one of the strongest predictors of whether your cat craves contact. Researchers studying cat friendliness found that kittens born to bold, friendly fathers approached strangers faster, stayed closer longer, and were more vocal, regardless of how much human socialization they received after birth. The scientists stopped calling it friendliness. They renamed it boldness, a general openness to novelty that is inherited, not taught. Think about what that means. You could have done everything right, held your kitten constantly, socialized them with every human you know, and a stranger tomcat your cat never laid eyes on still predicted their behavior more than anything you did. The snuggle was written in the genes before the kitten was born. But genetics is only part of the story, because there's a window, a narrow, brutal, closing forever window that shapes the other half. The critical socialization period for cats runs from roughly 2 to 7 weeks of age. During that window, the brain is plastic. Fearlessness can be learned. Social openness can be wired in. But after that window closes, the brain literally restructures. Cells responsible for that openness can fail to develop properly or die off entirely. And here's the part that should stop you cold. That window closes before most kittens ever reach a new home. Which means the person most responsible for whether your cat is cuddly isn't you. It's whoever had the cat at 3 weeks old. A breeder, a foster, a barn, a cardboard box behind a restaurant. That's where the decision got made. Most of us inherited the result without ever getting a vote. And if a kitten was separated from its mother before weaning was complete, that disruption shows up too. Kittens weaned too early sometimes transfer their nursing behavior onto humans, suckling on earlobes, fingers, soft fabrics, kneading intensely while doing it. It looks adorable, but it's an attachment disruption. The cat's need for comfort contact was cut off mid-development and redirected. The snuggly behavior isn't just affection. It's an emotional regulation gap that never fully closed. Now, here's where it gets neurologically strange, and I mean strange in the best possible way. Cats that need you, that slow, rhythmic push-pull on your lap or your chest, are activating a pheromone system they originally developed for their mothers. Cats have scent glands in their paw pads. When they need, those glands release something called cat-appeasing pheromone, the same chemical signal kittens use while nursing to bond with their mother. When your adult cat needs you, they are chemically broadcasting the same signal they once sent to their mum. You are being claimed using mother-directed biology. That's not a metaphor. That's the literal same pheromone system, repurposed and aimed at your thigh. And this connects to something even bigger, because what's really happening here is neoteny, the retention of juvenile traits into adulthood. Wild cats completely abandon contact-seeking behavior once they reach adulthood. A wild adult cat does not mead, does not headbutt, does not curl on anyone's chest. But a domestic cat that does all of those things is running on kitten brain software. Domestication froze that developmental switch permanently, in some cats more than others. Your cuddly cat isn't just affectionate. They are, neurologically, a kitten that never fully grew up. And that's not an insult. That's the most fascinating thing about them. That said, and this is crucial, not all snuggles are created equal, because the chemistry only works one way. A 2025 study tracked oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in 30 cats during physical contact with their owners. Securely attached cats released oxytocin during snuggling, but only when they initiated the contact. In anxious cats, owner-forced cuddling caused oxytocin to drop. Let that land. Picking up a cat that doesn't want to be held isn't just uncomfortable for them, it is chemically doing the opposite of bonding. The love hormone only flows on the cat's terms, and those terms are shaped by attachment style, which, remarkably, mirrors human infant attachment theory almost exactly. Researchers used the same secure base test developed for human babies to classify cats. They found the same 3 categories: secure, anxious, avoidant. Securely attached cats initiate more contact, recover faster from stress, and have fewer behavioral problems. Anxiously attached cats show what researchers called an approach-hover pattern, circling you, wanting contact but not committing, which mirrors anxious attachment in children almost identically. The same framework that explains human relationship trauma also explains why some cats want you and then bolt. If you've ever had a cat like that, drop it in the comments, because I want to know, approach hover or full commit? Now here's the one that sounds the least romantic but might be my favourite. Your cat sits on your lap partly because you are a furnace and they are freeloading off your body heat. A cat's thermoneutral zone, the temperature at which their body burns 0 extra energy to stay warm, is around 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Yours is somewhere between 68 and 72. When your cat sits on your lap, their body outsources thermoregulation to you. It burns less energy maintaining core temperature. That energy gets freed up for rest and recovery. What looks like pure love is also, on a physiological level, an elegant metabolic shortcut. But here's the thing, and this is the through line for everything. It's not one or the other. It's both. The thermoregulation is real. The oxytocin is real. The pheromone bonding is real. The genetics and the developmental window are real. The smuggle is all of those things happening simultaneously, layered on top of each other, running in parallel. And there's one more piece that makes the whole system even more remarkable. Cats that seek physical contact regularly show lower baseline cortisol, the stress hormone. The easy read is that calm cats seek contact, but the more interesting finding is that the relationship runs both directions. Contact produces cortisol reduction in real time. Cats that get regular physical touch regulate stress better over time. The snuggly cat isn't just born calmer, the snuggling itself is slowly rewiring their stress response. Touch is literally pharmacological. So here's where we land. What looks like a simple personality trait, some cats just love cuddles, is actually a layered product of genetics from a father the cat never met, a 5-week window most owners never controlled, neurochemistry borrowed from infant bonding, a thermoregulation hack disguised as affection, and a feedback loop that makes the whole thing self-reinforcing over time. The snuggle isn't random. It's a system. And your cat has been running it on you this whole time. If this broke your brain a little, in a good way, subscribe, because we go this deep on cat behavior every single week. And if you want to keep going right now, watch this one next, and the answer is just as surprising as everything you just heard. Leave a comment below with one word that describes your cat's attachment style. I'll read every single one.